All right, quiet on the set.
All right. Quiet on the set. You're listening to WRFB Radio Free Britannia. As the Oracle foretold, two idiots who would misinterpret the news so you don't have to. Live from Deltona, Florida, the avatars themselves, Jack and Laz.
Greetings, everybody. This is Laz. And Jack is missing in action. I don't know where he is, what he's doing. I pinged him, but still nothing from Jack as of yet. So maybe he's going to show up here in just a minute or two. I don't know, but we shall see. Maybe he's taking a nap or stuck in the bathroom or stuck on a phone call, but we have yet to see him here today. So, yes, no Jack and Laz, just Laz right now there, Conjure Dragon. And the lovely Jade joining us in Discord. How are you, Jade? Probably not expecting that. Well, welcome to today's show, boys and girls. It is Fruck Awesome Friday, November 22nd, 2024, here inside and outside Shroud of the Avatar. And giveaways are open. I know he did open giveaways for the streamer bundles on his side earlier this morning, but he didn't open up his Steam key giveaway. But you can type in exclamation bundle me, at least on both sides right now. I don't know if he's going to actually be here. And exclamation I love free shit to be entered in to win a Steam key. And we shall see if he does show up or not. But right now he's set as away, and I don't know where he is. So we'll see if he can get in here and join us at any time soon. Actually, I should probably just ping him on his phone and go, "Hey, what the hell you doing?" But yeah, I pinged him in Discord, and still no reply whatsoever. So it is what it is for a Friday here. And of course, yeah, we'll deal with it as it goes along. But we were talking about some bugs yesterday, and we've got a follow-up to hit on, as well as a couple other not so important topics to talk about, as it may be. So let's just see if there's anything new here. Real quick before we get started. And I'm going to start with what yesterday's Twitter topic was. This one comes from Conjure a Dragon. Matter of fact, many of these come from Conjure a Dragon because Conjure is probably the most active post person out there these days on our forums, and always interesting to see what he comes up with. So, who's that lurking around on the set? Oh, the Savage Furry. What's up, Stymie? Jacks off, as Laz would say, yes. Yeah, well, again, I have no clue what he's doing, where he's at, or what the holdup was, but maybe he'll figure it out here in just a minute. Stymie joining us in Discord as well. What's up, Stymie?
Hey, buddy, how are you today?
Oh, it's Friday, man. It's Friday. I was looking forward to the holiday weekend coming up next week, which is a reminder that next week is a very short week, only Monday and Tuesday, and then we'll be off the rest of the week due to the Thanksgiving break. So no release note coverage until Monday, December 2nd, for those of you looking to get coverage on that from us. So last show is on the 26th, and then we will return on December 2nd. So what are you up to, Stymie? Day off today or just early?
Yeah, it's my day off. I'm working in the warehouse since I'm under restrictions for my wrist.
Yeah,
I
right,
have
right.
Saturdays off. So it's a shame I can't share with you some of the snow we're getting today. I know you would love to see some of that down there, and
Oh, no, 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 no. Don't miss it at all.
well, it's not bad today. It's what I refer to as a nuisance snow or a friendly snow, where it's laying on the grass, it's laying on the sidewalk, but the roads are staying just wet.
Wet and nasty. Yeah, I was never one who cared for that much, except for, of course, when we were children and it snowed so much they closed schools. But ever since COVID and online classes opened up, even today's kids don't have that luxury. Is they just do remote learning and force them to still have to go log in and do classes, which sucks for most of those kids these days. I tell you what.
Here's a topic for you today, since Jack's not around. A lot of people are talking about, and you did earlier this week, about the lack of sales, Black Friday sales in the game. A lot of people have been wondering, double EXP, what is your opinion for this holiday, or are they going to hold off until the Christmas through the New Year's, or do both?
Yeah, it's a good question. You know, usually the sale starts right here around Thanksgiving. And as Tina puts it, unlike Shroud Avatar, we admit it's Thanksgiving, which absolutely funny, Tina, because yeah. But I'm going to be curious to figure out what they're going to call it because let me get back to the release notes over here real quick. Because Ravlock's already used the harvest sale last month for October and Halloween. So I have no idea what he's going to conjure up to call this holiday because, he, for some reason, thinks that we've never called it the pagan holidays as it may be, Thanksgiving, Christmas, New Year's, and is, in my opinion, has gone way out of his way to give it some other obtrusive or, obnoxious, as far as I'm concerned, unknown name that's been around for God knows how long, somewhere else in the world, but not here. Yeah, second harvest. There you go. And Conjurer says Ravlox stated that every time someone asks for 2 times XP, it will be further postponed. Yeah, no, they have a cadence that they tend to stick to. But I mean, I guess we could actually go research that, couldn't we? Let's see something here. Let's see if we can jump back 12 releases. There should be. Let's go to release patch notes. Is it? Let's see. We go to November, which is release 120 of last year. And no, that's just actual patch notes. Those are just regular release notes. Oh, there it is. Is that what I'm looking for? Release notes, release 120. So November 16th last year, and sales and bonus events. There we go. So, uh, yeah, the harvest sale, which was in November of last year, as we can see up on screen, ran until end of day November 27th. But now keep in mind that the release cadence last year was a week before Thanksgiving. So it went live November 16th, and they went through the 27th. Just for the Thanksgiving holiday. So let's see. So let's go back to release patch notes. And we'll go to December of last year, which should be 21. And thankfully, this is one thing they haven't messed with, which, we can actually go back and actually look at. And let's see. Crown Store updates, login rewards, sales, and bonus events. So then, the week before, so this kicked off, let's see what day it kicked off last year, because again, it kicked off a week before Christmas on December 14th, and then ran all the way through, what did we say that was? Through January 2nd, past New Year's last year. And of course, at that point, it was double XP, Crown Stores 30% off. Crowns of the Obsidian were 25% off, not the usual 20, so they do have a way to do that. Deed upgrades were 20% off, and POT upgrades were 30% off with Kodos instead of 20% off last December. So I'm going to say quite possibly that we'll see a small sale. Let's look at this again. What was the actual sales for November? Yep, not that one. Sales and bonus events. So the Thanksgiving was Crown Stores 30%, Deeds 20%, Crowns of Obsidian 20%, POT upgrades 20%. The standard sales for the Thanksgiving holiday. But yeah, talking about the Black Friday, if they keep in line with what they've done in the past, and again, we can now, again, go back. Let's go back to the year before, October 2022. Let's see what we did in October 2022. 2022. Looks like there was no mention of any sales for October 2022. I'm sorry, November 2022. Did I go to October? I did go to October. That was my problem. I want to go to November. My bad. My bad. Let's go to November 2022. 108. And yeah, there was a patch there, but let's see. November. Sales and bonus events for that year. Double XP for Thanksgiving weekend, November 23rd through the 28th. Crown Store sales category 30% off. And Ravlox has other sales to announce in the Friday the 18th stream, which they don't allude to here for that one. And then let's see what we did in December of that year. Because again, we can go back and look at all this. So December of 22, and we can check out what they did then. And sales and bonus events. Double XP, 30% off crowns, 20% off deed upgrades, I'm sorry, 30% off crown store sales, not crowns. 20% off crowns. Hold fast POTs for 20% off, which I think they are all the time now. And POT upgrades via Kodos 20% off. So 2 years ago, you know, it was just the same old, same old. Last year they, for the December holiday, they went ahead and added a little extra 30% in some of those areas, but not quite 50% like some of the big boys are doing. And Conjurer says we're actually already at 2 XP compared to the start of the game, so 2 XP would actually be 4 XP. Yeah, Jack and I argue with that all the time. As far as I recall, we at one point were up to 8 times XP from the original experience. And then they backed it out, and then they throttled it back up, and we believe it was settled at 2 times what the original was, but I still state that it was 4 times the original what it was. Now, if anybody who's been here since day one, um, you know that it was supposedly going to take up to a year to GM a single skill, or even longer. And it was supposed to take you time and not be able to do it. And of course, if anybody is familiar with how the mechanics work nowadays, you can get yourself, a nice bonus pool going on over here. Use a potion. Use, what is it called when somebody's training you? Mentoring, I think it is. Is that what it's called?
Mentoring, plus you have all the different
Yeah,
foods that you can eat. Plus you have the bonus at Castle Atos, and all that stacks.
right. And then if you have a big enough pool, you can literally start from zero, and with 4 clicks, you can GM several different skills just with 4 clicks of a button, throwing out the, let's go for a year to, and basically you can GM a skill in under a minute using, using some additional, perks as it may be. So, and if you do that during double XP just gives you a larger pool. That really doesn't have too much effect on how you're learning and spending that XP, but it is what it is. That was assuming skills are supposed to drop on death too. Yeah, but even with that, that never took off, as we know. Tina is it was very how do I want to word this? Ill-conceived and not well met with the audience, and that didn't last long at all. Um, I really probably would have preferred um, a UO style uh, death where you actually had to risk and lose something. You know how they always said risk versus reward? Well, as much as I hated when you died, you had to go retrieve all the items that were on your body. I still enjoyed the mechanic because it forced you to either become better and not die, or it forced you to be and use some ingenuity to go outsmart the AI so that you can get your stuff back, or C, ask for help and you had to run into town, resurrect, or find a wandering healer out in the wild if you knew where they were. That wasn't a problem. And then go engage some help, or a retrieval party to get somebody who is strong enough, or a couple of people who are strong enough to come back with you to where you lost yourself and get your goodies back, and you know not lose all the work you did. Or have someone with 50 identical packs of equipment in the store just in case. Yeah, that was my buddy Dread Draken. I actually have a character named after him on one of my accounts, and this guy was insane. But he had maxed his character to the point where he could solo most everything. And if he died, he would make his way back to the bank, and he had literally, 50 bags loaded up of the identical stuff, with reagents, his equipment, everything he needed. He'd get back to the bank, run into the bank, re-equipped everything, and then haul ass back out to where he died and finish off the battle. But sometimes he'd be sitting at the bank and he'd appear like every 5 minutes because he'd die over and over and over before he was finally able to retrieve his stuff. But I mean, that taught me the persistence. That taught me, how to be prepared for those events. And of course, I never really was able to do what he did, but this guy was just a beast when it came to knowing his stuff and being prepared. And I mean, it would be funny sometimes just watching him because I mean, he'd be funny about it. He'd be, "Up, I died. I'll be back," and then he'd show back up, back again, and he'd show back up. One more time, he'd make these, little quips and comments while he was doing it if he was standing around the bank. And if anybody played UO, then you know that a lot of times you would gather at the bank just for, you were selling things there, or you just spent a lot of time there to talk to people or do things or just, hang out and um, enjoy company a lot of times. So, but it was just funny sometimes to watch him come, grab his stuff, bolt back out, and he had a hell of a rune book too. So I mean, he would get to the bank, grab his stuff, open up a portal, and boom, he was off to where he had to be again. And then he'd show up at the bank 5 minutes later, run into the bank, grab his gear, over the portal, back out again until he finally won the battle, got all his crap back. Then of course, he'd come back to the bank, sort everything out, put his duplicate gear back in the bank, and get ready for the next one. You know, but I think that would have done a lot for this game because that would have, uh, forced people to interact more with each other, forced people to cooperate more, to do things. And then there was, of course, the blacksmithy feature where um, and the skill cap, where not everybody could craft their own armor, or not everybody could fix their own armor, and you had to find somebody who was proficient and somebody you trusted, because in order to get, fixes or stuff like that, you had to literally hand over your good armor to somebody so that they can put it on the smith table or the forge, as it may be, and work it so that it got fixed, repaired, or whatever it was. And if that person was untrustworthy, they could just say, "Oh, sorry, it broke," and they can just stick it in their backpack and walk away with your good stuff. So you had to make sure that you made friends, you had some camaraderie, and you had some people you could literally trust. Yeah, mine, exactly. And I know I lost, several pieces of good equipment that way because, you just sometimes there's just somebody there you got to trust because there's nobody else around that you do know. And, and then there was times where, they tried to fix it and it just actually went poof. But, you know, there was no like live streaming back then, so you could watch somebody do it, while you gave it to them on a live stream or anything like that, or, in a Discord to see them actually doing it. There had to be a degree of trust given for that. But so back to the main point of the topic, which was the sales. I'm going to just take a guess that we may have a weekend sale coming up next week that will probably run probably Thursday through maybe Monday. And then we'll have the Christmas sale, but it's going to be hard to say because, again, they're not doing their normal. Uh, the release would have been yesterday, according to the old ways. This year, they're doing it actually on Thanksgiving Day, on that Thursday, last Thursday of the month this year. And then next month is actually going to be on the 26th, the day after Christmas. So we're not going to have that additional week um, of lead time. Um, so the Christmas break, um, if there's a sale, would run from the 26th to maybe the 2nd, which would be a full week instead of 2+ weeks. And then if there's one next week, I'm going to say it's just a weekend sale from the 28th through the 2nd. That would be my guess. The double XP, I'm going to guess, will be held for the Christmas break. I don't think they'll do it for the Thanksgiving break, but I do think we will see it on the Christmas break. So, what are your thoughts on that, Stymie? Do you concur with my thoughts, or or you just have no, yeah,
I think they're going to run some kind of sale for the Thanksgiving weekend, probably tied in with the publish. So we may get a couple extra days. As for Christmas, I think that's when they're going to reserve the double EXP
yeah, that's my
and
guess.
probably start that on the 24th and run that to whatever Monday or Tuesday after the first of the year.
But
And I would say they would add the extra day for people around the world to make sure they get all that stuff in.
yeah, I don't see them doing it around the 24th, only because it requires a patch to do that in December. So don't see it happening that way. I'm going to stick with the 26th release day through the 2nd, where they usually call it the day after New Year's. That's going to be my call. And speaking of calls, finally got an answer from Jack 2 minutes ago, 3 minutes ago, that he was stuck on a work call. But it would have been nice for him to, like have chimed in and said that to begin with, so that, I have some heads up. But this work thing is becoming a problem. That damn job of his.
I did have a conversation with Laney last night about a question I had about my POT. My POT is one of the first POTs that were in game before they transitions to the dynamic towns, and it has a teleporter boat that actually came with the POT.
Yeah.
And you had to contact the development team to get that boat set to where you wanted it to teleport to. But my question to her was, there's no way to reset that destination on those types of boats in game, unlike the ones that you buy in the Kodo store, where you just was it right click on it and then pick the town you wanted to
Yeah,
link
it
to.
works. Works like a telephone skull.
So they're going to be bringing that up at the next dev meeting to see if there's ways that they can get that stuff to be able to be reset without getting the team involved.
So when you're saying is you were one of the first towns that, and if people don't understand what we're talking about here, matter of fact, I'm going to take a trip out to my town first, and then I'm going to take a trip out to your town just to show the difference. But before we do that, we got to go ahead and pull the first giveaway of the day. So let me go ahead and close out the streamer bundle giveaway and draw ourselves a winner. And Frankie T71, you are our winner. Congratulations, Frankie. And Frankie T, you are. Damn. There you go. I gotcha. I gotcha. You're one that I haven't given away a lot to, so I actually have to look up who you are. All that expiring mail. I'm going to really hate it when I got to go through my bank box and do that all manually. And get a streamer bundle for you. Tell you you are a wiener. And there you go. All right. So I have just the standard boats, and I'm going to show y'all what this is before we get out to Stymie. So I'm going to start out at Journey's End.
Did you want to party up for this trip?
Oh, sure. Let me invite you out. And I'm going to be going to the docks. Town Crier, same thing. And once I get there, you can click follow. And we will go show people what we're talking about here. Now, when I had my town done, I had 3 connectors actually originally. I have since gotten rid of one of those because I sold it. But most towns, I'll wait for you to get out here. Most towns come with the standard boat back to Novia, which travels to the old world, the red flag. And then they had boats like these, which would connect to nearby towns, which is what I believe you're referring to. This one takes us over to Snug Harbor.
Yeah, and the way you can differentiate between the two is if you look at this boat, you can see how it rocks in the water. And if you look at the ones down here that you buy in the Kodo store, they sit static in the water. So there's definitely a difference in how they are presented.
Oh, I never really paid attention to that because, yeah, these are placed by us, whereas these are placed by Portolaria Catnip Games. And again, let's go over here first before we go over to your town. And we're going to just jump over to now, of course, the logic behind this was they had to be towns that were nearby or close by. I'm going to assume that all of your boats actually went to where they were supposed to go and they didn't make special considerations.
That I cannot tell you because I did not. I'm not the owner of the POT. I'm just the steward.
Okay. Well, we can verify that in a minute. So again, you'll see the boat to the overworld, and then the boat that went back to Journey's End, and then I used to have On both of these places, there used to be a hatch because I used to have an underworld, and there used to be a hatch right about here in both of those places that went to my um, underground POT. But I sold that, and when I sold that, those went poof. They took those out with them. So what I'm going to do is actually I'm going to make you the party leader, and then you can teleport us out to your town, and we can go look at that. Because once I get out there, then we can pull up the map and go look at it. So lead on.
Okay, teleporting now.
Now, what happened was later on, they decided they weren't going to add these additional teleporters because they took up dev time. And that's when they made the ones that we can place ourselves, which of course broke the rule that allowed you to go anywhere with them instead of having to be. And again, we're going to pull this up, Arx Brocanus Lowlands. I'm going to pull up the map here. Are you on the world map? Let's see.
I'm on the dock inside the town.
Yeah, I'm looking for whether it's actually. Yeah, you are on the.
Yeah, we're on the earliest maps that were made for the game.
Okay, so I'm going to bring.
We have the teleport to the overworld, of course, with the red sail. It's this one over here. This is the static one that goes to Arx Draconis Annex, which is what I refer to as one of our dead guild towns. And we have absolutely no use for that teleporter anymore. It's just nobody that actively plays lives in that town anymore.
Is the annex let's see something.
If I remember correctly, I think the annex is in the new lands with Miss Render.
Yeah, see, that wouldn't have been possible because that didn't exist back in the time when this was being done, so that can't be it. It's not listed on the map here. We have Arx Draconis, Port Arx Draconis, and Arx Draconis Lowlands, and there is no mention of. Well, let's go see where the annex goes. Because if anything, if it goes to Miss Render, then that should be a serious no-no just to begin with. It shouldn't go anywhere outside of this map area.
I'm assuming that's where it is. That's the last place I remembered it being. We've had so many guild towns that have gotten bought and sold as people have become inactive.
Okay, travel to the overworld. So let's jump to the overworld here and see exactly where this brings us out. Okay, and bring up the map. Yeah, this shouldn't have even been allowed.
It makes me wonder if this was one of our POTs that got moved. Remember, because you could move your old POT to the new lands if you were picked in the raffle.
I was going to say that would probably be the only use case where that would be. But even then, I gotta say there had to be some divine intervention one way or the other here, because even if it was moved, the annex doesn't exist on the original SOTA map, and so it had to have been added after all that was done, and somebody had to have some divine intervention to have that done, which is just. And then, of course, when they moved the location of the POT, somebody had to go and redo that anyway. Yeah, even if it was a sub town, Yeah,
She said they would discuss with the team at the next meeting. Is there a way to get those reset? Like I said,
right.
with we have no need for that teleporter in our town, and it would be nice to be able to reset it. For me, I go to Castle Atos all the time for the buffs, um, for the events that are held there. It would be usable right now. That's not usable. It's taking up space in the POT on our dock.
Right.
Um,
Now, I have Drip saying Irish
here's
Eyes has teleporters to Owl's Head and other stuff when her town is next to Brit. But these were developer placed teleporters, is what you're telling me? What's Irish Eyes town? Let's go take a look at that. Because again, that was a no-no. Is the original portion of this, and I'm sorry I wasn't showing what we did here because we went out to misrender. Um, but the original idea was it had to be, within two spaces, and you couldn't. There was a couple of Mysteria. So you have Mysteria on your list, there, Stymie?
yeah, I should.
Let's go to the docks of Mysteria.
Is that the city with the library?
Good question, Jade.
I think it is. It's really freaking awesome.
I know, yeah, it's a pretty cool town, that much I know, but whether it's got the library or not, um,
Crossfire did a really good job on that library.
I've pretty much given up on keeping track of who's got museums, who's got libraries, who's got, because it just gets to be too much. Dark Blue Monkey with 300 bits. Well, let's see. While we're waiting for this, so I have to reopen that giveaway. Okay, so we're gonna reopen that giveaway when we're doing this first. Dark Blue Monkey, give me a minute. So, uh, dev place boats. I don't see any dev place boats. That's not a dev place boat. All these boats are hand placed. Novia Market. The only dev place boat that I see so far is this red sailboat. Those wouldn't have been there because these docks didn't exist.
And normally those are right off the main.
Yeah, they would all be right here. Valor. I don't see any dev place boats over here. They would have been right here on one of these three docks. And anything past this dock or these three docks here is all additionally built by yeah, you're going to Paxlayer. Let's see what's over here. These are all he said check the balloon. The balloon is also all area. Balloon to distant towns. Exeter, Owl's Head, and Sultan. Okay, so yeah, that's also a no-no. Let's see where Mysteria is located. On this map. Because that's definitely a dev placed balloon. And again, that would require some divine intervention because that should not be allowed because No, none of those three places is even close by remotely. Okay, looking at the map. So unless even then, Owl's Head wouldn't even be near the boat. I was gonna say, unless they're figuring that, the boat would allow access to it, which is still over there, way over there. That's something that shouldn't have happened whatsoever because that boat is way over there, and we have to actually run over this bridge. Now, again, if it was actually, holy crap, I mean, if it was actually like, one of these like right next to Brittany Alleys and it was near the boat, I could see it going to, say, where other boat destinations go. But even then, um, yeah, that's definitely outside of what the rules should have been and what the rules were when it came to getting that done. And somebody had to kiss somebody's booty in order to get that because that was special favor done to somebody that shouldn't have been done in my 2 cents. Now, of course, I know Irish Eyes. We're friends and actually met her in person. And again, I don't hold it against her for getting it done, but this the kind of stuff that pisses off other people when they come and find stuff like that. And I asked for certain stuff back in the day and I was denied, and then I come back and find that somebody else gets something like this. And let's see, where's Mysteria now over here? Is it right here?
It's this top island here.
So it's all the way out over here, which is the boat. The boat is actually over here. Yeah, there you go. So the boat's over here, and that's interesting. See that flaming boat there? Why do they have a flaming boat?
It's Kabbalists.
Yeah, but I don't recall that being the case. Hmm. I, I don't recall ever seeing a flaming boat, to tell you the truth. That's the first time I'm actually noticing that then. But yeah, if I were you and of course, I'm sure they can reprogram it because, to answer your question, because somebody had to do it uh, a long time ago. But now I got to go see something. Now I got to go out to Snug Harbor. Nope, not there. And just
Do you want me to take us there?
Oh yeah, if you can take us to Snug.
Okay,
I,
dropping this at the main docks.
Yeah, it's fine because we're going to run right outside to the overworld. You had a comment, Jade?
well, yeah, back to the Mysteria thing, the library. You were talking about perks and if the devs kind of do little favors for some towns and not others and that kind of thing. Um, the library to me is so pretty that it seems to me that it had intervention, or maybe there's just something that pretty out there.
Yeah, I'm going to say that. I wouldn't be surprised if it was just done by users because I've seen some incredibly crazy things done. Why didn't I get a follow from you?
Were you in combat?
No, but that's okay. I'll be right there. That's okay. I have that on my list since I own the town. While I'm doing that, let's go find Dark Blue Monkey a mystery game key for his 300-bit donation. And you're going to get yourself a copy of Stars in Shadow, Dark Blue Monkey. Stars in Shadow, currently on sale, or is that not right? Yes, it is. Currently on sale for $4.99, but the retail value is $24.99. $25 game going out to Dark Blue Monkey. And where is my... Oh, interesting. I lost... There we go, my dashboard. Okay, Dark Blue Monkey, there you go. There's your game key. And let's run outside here. Overworld. I don't know if I'm under siege over here or not. I just wanted to see because...
Yeah, I think the flaming boats take place of one of the catapults.
The siege
When-
catapults.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if you have a totally landlocked POT, it's going to be all catapults. If you're seaside, you'll get one catapult and one boat.
Yeah, no, not under siege at the moment. So hard to say. And see, I'm just used to seeing, just a regular boat. And I guess I don't come out to the overworld often enough to, see, my town's under siege or anything like that. Hey, something happened in my town here. I lost residents. I need to get more residents out here. I used to have 5 structures there.
You didn't have something collapse from not paying your taxes, did you?
Nah, I'm totally tax free except for 2 lots that are out in Snug Harbor. At least on my side. Let me see. I'm gonna jump in here real quick just for shits and giggles. I can take a lot count and just see. Let's see. Lots. 80 lots of 108 are available, so looks like I've lost several lots. Used to be like 77 lots. So it looks like a couple people have left. But anybody out there doesn't know about Journey's End, it took me forever and a day to get this set up because I was waiting for what we now have known as the market lot. I originally wanted to do all row lots, but row lots, those tall 4-story regular houses that come with them make for an ugly setting. And then when you had them in aisles, I used to have an aisle here, and then I had like 2 aisles running, parallel this way, and then another one down running this way to create the aisles. But there's only so much room they take up because this is just a holdfast. And since the market row lot takes up a whole lot less space, I can just pick up a chair here, I guess, and that would now give you, I'm going to do a fly real quick. Oh, what's the matter? Why can't I type in fly? And then I can pick up the chair and hit enter. What's happening? It won't let me do that. Okay, so I guess I can do it that way. But the difference being with the market row lots, I can place a whole bunch more lots and actually, make it the way I wanted it. So if anybody's looking for a lot, there are plenty of lots to be had out here that you can come on out and claim. And this is truly an open air market scenario like no other in the game. And it took them making that lot before I could get to where I wanted this to actually be a place where I could build the way I wanted to build it. So, if anybody's looking for a place, there are plenty of lots out here for you to come take and set up your shop. And of course, you know, start selling goods in another new town. But meanwhile, uh, time to get back to the main lot. Yeah, Conjure, you just set up a shop, and I had you queued up here. Um, I had you queued here as bedrolls and hoes and deep furrow plows was a topic that Conjure had started a little while ago, and he was telling people where they could find all his wares. And his first vendor was set up in East March and selling his goods there. Then posted about Bridgeguard in East March. Then his last post is added a vendor in the marketplace of Journey's End. To get there, take any galleon to Erie, and from there use the road north, and you'll be there in no time. Absolutely. Or just, hopefully you've been there before. But yes, there are lots of lots. And Conjure, thank you for coming to join us at Journey's End, and anybody else who comes on out. I do appreciate you guys setting up shop. I know Torque's got his shop out there as well. I've got mine, and you're welcome to have yours. So come on out and set up shop, and shout it out to let everybody know that your vendors are located out there, and start selling some goods out on the west side of Novia. Now, of course, for anybody who doesn't know the quick story, I'm going to bring this up real quick before we get out of here. As initially, we were supposed to have three starting points in the game. One was supposed to be over here by Sultan. One was supposed to be over here by Blood River, which was where mages were supposed to come out. And the other one was right up here at Resolute, where your fighters were supposed to come out, and your archers came out over here at Solus Bridge. And of course, we know they screwed the pooch on that one. So, me taking the assumption, plus when this first opened up, I had to get that little harbor area because there was only so much area. So, I was able to claim that area early on. And I was hoping that most people were going to pick some kind of magery and their characters would come right out of Blood River. And of course, I would be one of the first towns that people found. But no, the developers decided to screw the pooch on that one and force everybody to come out over here on the east side of the game. So nobody comes out on the west side or the middle of the game anymore. And that really screwed a lot of people's plans because you know how many people thought that they were going to get a lot of traffic up over here? Let's see, how many people thought they were going to get a lot of traffic up over here where all those mid people were going to come out? Oh, yeah, up near Brittany. Yeah, screw those guys. They ain't getting nothing. It wasn't unlucky. It was, they decided to change, you know, and again, look at this glut of towns right here. Because everybody thought that Central Brittany was going to be the destination marketplace. And yeah, all these people got screwed. Yeah, and how many of them named themselves marketplace out here? You know, like Novia Market and Britton Mart and Silverdale Market and so on. Yeah, well, that screwed the pooch. But meanwhile, we're gonna screw off for the weekend here, and we're gonna go ahead and get out of here for the weekend, and of course be back on Monday for the last couple shows before. Can you see what the sales prices are in the town, not across the whole game? Oh, you can. Okay. What is the question? Is there a way to get item prices to set up a vendor? Yeah, there is. I'll give you a copy of the BMC price guide. How about that? And this is what the BMC buys and sells at. And you can go ahead and look at that. That's what we vote on to sell things at, and these set base prices for things what you should buy and sell them for in game. If you want to undercut us, you just let us know, and we'll come out and buy your whole supply, and then we'll list them at our own prices because that's how we get you. Otherwise, I would try to stick mostly in line with a lot of these prices, and we do a whole lot of work on that. That's right. Tina and a couple of the guys go out quarterly. They survey a bunch of those towns using that vendor listing. And yes, based on a survey of major town prices. And then we put that all into spreadsheet form, find the high, the low, the median, and then we vote on it to get, a price that sits in line with what's going on. So, that's probably your best price guide out there. And then, of course, you can do your own homework and go out to the major towns and just look up and compare those prices. But I would say that's your best starting point there to start with. But meanwhile, let's start with getting these final giveaways done so we can start the weekend and kick it off right. So, Conjure Dragon, congratulations. You are the winner of the streamer bundle. And our team key giveaway is going to go to picking that winner. Super Drap Forever. Super Drap Forever. Let's go find out what we're going to give you. What did I do? Did I close that? I guess I did. Oh, I know what I did. I opened another window in that window, which I shouldn't have done, but okay. Order history and keys. Few keys. There we go. And Super Drap, you're going to get yourself a copy of Broken Lines. Broken Lines on Steam. And Broken Lines is currently... I hate when that happens. Currently $24.99. $24.99 going out to Super Drap Forever. So congratulations, Super Drap. You got yourself a $25 game key. And Conjurer, you are the winner of the streamer bundle. And meanwhile, thank you all for joining us, and thank you all for being here. We will be back for the short week next week before the Thanksgiving break on Monday, right here on NBNN. Until then, I'm Laz, going solo.
I'm Stymie.
Yeah, thanks, Stymie, for joining us. Thank you, Conjurer. Thank you, Jade, for joining us in Discord. The rest of my team is AWOL today, and we are NBNN. Have a great weekend, everybody. We'll see you all on Monday.